Your one, just drill by it, or yeah. 76
It is 7:20. We have returned from executive session where no action was taken. At this time, we will consider and approve the November expenses. Those are in your packet.
Yeah, I have a few questions here, and that being said, I've already kind of visited with Andrew about it, and there's just some things on various pages, page 45, 46, 47, 49, and 51, and they're all concerning the same thing. I just noticed that there were some things that were concerning late fees and interest on some accounts.
Yeah, during
Can
our
you
audit,
explain that?
we had an issue with our credit card statements that caused us to be late on them. That's kind of my department's fault, but we've addressed it at this point. That shouldn't happen again. We've also requested that they get reversed to the credit card company, but I'm not certain that'll happen, but they are reviewing it.
And then there was one on page 45, it was an entry that was on the 604 that should have been.
Yeah, that got miskeyed at 4. It should have been a 7, and it got miskeyed at 4, but that's already actually been fixed at this point.
Those are the questions that I had.
If there's no other questions, can we get a motion to approve the November expenses?
I'll make a motion we approve the November expenses.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made by Kenny, seconded by Michael, that we approve the November expenses. Are there any other questions? If none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Next, we will consider and approve the annual appointment of the mayor pro tem. Michael Mandel is currently serving as our mayor pro tem. So I open the floor for nominations of mayor pro tem.
I would nominate Mr. Rucker, if he's willing to be mayor pro tem for the next 2 years.
Motion's been, or Kenny's been nominated.
1 year?
Yeah.
1 year, I'm sorry, 1 year.
Is there any other nominations? None. Kenny, one, do you accept?
Yes, I would accept that.
Are there any other nominations? If not, can we get a motion to close nomination?
I make a motion, we close the nomination.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Motion's been made by Michael, seconded by Buddy, that we close nominations. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the motion carries. This time, all in favor of Kenny Rucker becoming the mayor pro tem for 1 year. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Congratulations, Councilman Rucker.
Mayor, to clarify that, I just want to make sure that everybody understands this is until the meeting
In May.
right after May, not a year.
Because of the funding.
The charter says after the election, but hard to do this year because the elections were so scattered. So.
Next, we will have a public hearing regarding a zoning change from agriculture to special use district to allow a manufactured home at Griffin Addition blocks 4, lot 1 through 3 on 12.38 acres in Littlefield. At this time, I will, Mitch, do you want to give a?
Yeah, just a little background on this. It's, we've approved these before. Matter of fact, there's one just a little ways up the road from that on the corner of Sunset and First Street. But our ordinance requires that in an agricultural zone, you can either build a single-family home or you can get a specific use to put a manufactured home in agriculture. And they've got 12 acres that bought there. They sculptured for Muleshoe. They're going to put a new manufactured home there. And we found out there was an error on our sewer map. That sewer doesn't go all the way, so they'll have to do a septic system, and they know that. And they'll have to also extend the water line about 300 feet to their home. And that's about the summary of it.
At this time, I will close this regular city council meeting and open a public hearing regarding this zoning change from agricultural to special use district to allow a manufactured home. If you want to comment, please approach the diocese, state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes to speak. Being that there are no public comments, I now close this public hearing and reopen the regular city council meeting. And we'll move to number 12, consider and approve an ordinance allowing the zoning change from agriculture special use district to allow a manufactured home. Mitch, you've given an update. Anything else to add?
No, it does have a clause in there where if they create a nuisance with storage of outdoor material or something like that, we can violate our ordinances, we can revoke their special use.
You didn't know that.
And this planning and zoning approved this last night, correct? Recommended this.
And that's, they issue a resolution from P&Z recommending approval. And you should have that. Might have that, right here, I have the resolution.
Yeah.
So a motion should be to approve P&Z's approval. Any other questions or discussion about this item? If not, we entertain a motion approving this ordinance.
I make a motion we consider to approve the ordinance allowing zoning change from agriculture to special use to allow a manufactured home. The Griffin Addition Block 4, lots 1 and 3, acres 12.38, City of Littlefield, Texas.
Motion's been made by Michael. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is that Eric?
Yes.
Motion's been made by Michael, seconded by Eric. Any further discussion? If none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Next, we will consider and approve an ordinance amending the 2020-2021 fiscal year budget regarding wastewater system repairs. This is on page 71.
Mike couldn't be here tonight. In fact, they're replacing the motor on the lift station right now as we speak. This addresses the main lift station and not necessarily that one they're working on right now, but we've had several failures on our wastewater system, and we're just addressing those as they have time and as they fail right now. And this is one that we've been looking at for a while, and we have a plan here put together, a 4-step plan, and what we need to do is we need to move some money from the water. I had $100,000 extra in there to work on a tank, and right now we don't feel like that is as urgent as getting this main lift station repaired. I know I don't tell you all about a lot of this, but the guys have spent a lot of sleepless nights and working out there all night long, keeping the main lift station working. And a lot of it has to do with some sludge that's built up in there from years of using a less expensive pump, and just something that builds up over time. And if we get this cleaned out and use the right pumps, get the right pump on it, this should solve the majority of our problems at our main lift station.
It won't replace the backup pump. The backup pump will still.
I want to look at next year budgeting another pump that's the right pump for it. Now, we'll have backup pumps on it after we get through this process, but I want to go ahead and get a better pump for it in the next budget. But we can do all this without hitting the bottom line on the budget. We'll just be moving money from water to wastewater, and we can wait on the tank work that we had talked about doing. But I wanted to get that budget and move over from one department to another. I feel it's probably important to get council approval to move that over. We'll move money around sometimes, not really move it, but line item to line item to the budget. The manager has authority to move some of that stuff, but to this extent, we really need council approval in the form of an ordinance to move that money over to do what we need to do right now.
Sounds good. We spoke about this earlier today, but we've got some problems going on and don't feel afraid to come back and ask for money out of budget. If there's something that needs fixed, we need to fix it right, not kick the can.
Well, we don't want to just throw money at problems, so we want to address those issues with a plan and to make sure that we're getting the best bang for our buck. And believe you me, Mike really working on this hard, not to cost a lot of money, but the things he's been dealing with since he went to work here has all been expensive problems. But we're not just kicking the can down the road, we're fixing these cause of the problems and these issues we're working on.
Any other questions? If not, can we get a motion to approve this budget amendment?
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the ordinance amending the 2020-2021 fiscal year budget regarding wastewater system repairs.
Motion's been made by Kenny. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Michael. Any further discussion? If none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Next, we'll consider and approve a plan to purchase a side loader for garbage collection operation. Mitch?
At budget time, you budgeted $75,000 to buy another used side loader, and we did that a couple of years ago, and it worked out good for us. The machine worked good, but we're seeing a lot more additional failures on our trash equipment because extra couple of hundred more tons a month of garbage, and these machines just take a lot of wear and tear. I mean, you think about it, every time you pick up a can, that's 8 movements from the machine, and multiply that by the number of cans, the number of weeks, and it's amazing that these machines hold up anyway. But as an option, we wanted to throw this out there for you, without affecting a bottom line on our budget, maybe even save us a little. If we went in and bought a new machine, we got one priced out at $185,000 on buy board. We could go and purchase a new one, and I think that would kind of put us ahead on staying up. We've gotten behind several times this year on trash pickup, not just because of machines. A lot of it has to do with illness and the weather has hit us pretty hard. But this would at least relieve one of the major 3 problems that have slowed us down on our garbage pickup. And, guys have worked real hard, overtime, and I know Lance is under the truck every morning, seems like, on a trash truck. But this would be a good thing for us to consider, maybe 2-3 years on payout on it. And
Lance, you have 3 garbage trucks, correct?
We started out with 3 running, one's down, blew a turbo. Right now we have the other 2, they're up and running.
2 Freightliners and a Sterling. What's the ages of the Freightliners?
I think one's a 2010 and one's a 2012.
And we bought those used. We've never bought new
Yeah.
trucks. 2010 and 2012. And then the Sterling is kind of a help in a bind. Works on some commercials, but it's not a great truck.
No, it's.
I didn't point out that this machine actually holds 9 tons instead of,
This machine should hold anywhere from 19 to 20 tons.
oh yeah, that's right. And the old ones are 9, the new one will
The old
hold.
ones hold about 8, pushing it till 10 maybe.
And the new one's 19.
Anywhere from 19 to 20 tons.
Does that gonna hold up in our?
Oh yeah.
It's the truck is really no bigger. It's the packing system that comes in the truck.
But our guys gonna have to be careful because it's a lot more weight bumping through the alleys and stuff.
It packs it tighter, so that probably help us a little bit with life on our landfill too, because it's already packed in there.
Well, that and the main goal is spend more time in the alleys, because you go to the landfill, you're spending 45 minutes to an hour each trip. And the guys make 1 trips to the landfill, and you look at it, that's already 3-4 hours out of your day, out of 8-hour day, you're spending half your day at the landfill.
I think it's a good move. We've never been able to have a newer truck to get a new one in, and your plan is to keep the other 2 Freightliners and move the Sterling to a dump truck or
Yes,
sell
sir.
it
Yes, sir.
and get rid of that, and you'll still run 2 trucks, but you'll have a backup in it.
I'll run 2 trucks, have a backup, in case something happens, we get in the bind, that way we can, you know, we're not weeks behind, and kind of have to get
So with this being a new truck, what kind of a warranty or something like that we could come with that as far as not just on the drivetrain and stuff, but obviously moving parts and things, would there be one?
Should be a warranty. I don't think it's probably last.
You know, how long or they normally, what they normally are or consist of?
Usually consists of anywhere from 3 to 5 years, 5-year warranty on it, kind of like regular cars. I want to say it's going to probably be 5 on the chassis and engine drivetrain, and maybe 3 on the packing system, because they usually only have about 3-4 year lifespan before you start looking.
And is that something that you're experiencing problems with right now on some of these trucks, is the packing system?
Yeah, the packing system is wearing out, you know, the blade after back and forth, it expands and get garbage that comes around and just wears out there.
Probably metal fatigue, a lot of it.
Yes.
is Old, worn out metal, you know.
And then you're getting, in the garbage cans, you're getting bed frames, you know, go-kart bodies exposed, and this stuff's just, it just eats these trucks alive. There's, you know, I think it'd be a lot simpler if we just had like garbage in the cans, but no, they put it in, everything in there, so.
But they'll still be doing it with the new truck, correct? I mean, they're still gonna be throwing that kind of stuff in there.
Oh, yeah, they'll probably still be doing it, it's just, you know, newer truck probably be able to handle it a lot better than trying to, you know.
So we didn't have any kind of metal thrown in our dumpsters, it probably that's all. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if we didn't have it and stuff, we all know that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, my main concern on an investment like that, you know, just making sure we get a good warranty and service on that, you know, that's a big investment. And just like anything else, you know, if you buy a new car, I can see, you know, why people would probably trade them off after 4 or 5 years, you know, if the warranty went out on them and stuff, and
Lance's
great.
credit, he's really implemented a maintenance plan with the landfill and the new equipment we bought out there.
that's great.
I know Warren Cat or John Deere, one of them comes out pretty frequently and does service stuff, so he's really done a good job with maintenance.
Well, it's a good idea you've had.
I think we've bought a lot of used stuff and it's helped us, but it just continues to be a maintenance hog. And all of the 10 years old, I think it's a great idea. Any other discussion on this? So you're looking at, Andrew, a 3-year buy board lease, $65,000 the first year.
Personally, I would recommend we'll do a down payment and then we'll finance 2 more years after that. So it'll be kind of break it up into 3 different payments and we'll make our first payment this year right off the bat. We could stretch it a little bit longer to like a 4 type payment where we do a down payment and then 3 years of financing. And it would probably give us a little bit more money on the dump truck. The only thing, in the same line item, we're buying the side load in the dump truck. So the dump truck we're trying to find used. Well, you know, they just haven't found one that they've liked yet. We're trying to leave enough money on the table to where they can have options on that end. But I think if we do the 2 years, a down payment in 2 years, break it up into 3 payments, it should leave them enough money. It'll leave them about $63,000 for a dump truck. And it's, I don't know, I like that idea a little bit better.
We would buy it from the buy board, but Andrew's already talked to AIM Bank, and it's what, 3%?
3.25% to lease it. which is a pretty fair rate.
Not much in there.
And to clarify your deal, you're saying $65,000 down payment and finance for 2 years the
So,
remainder?
yes, and it would just, we would be locking that money into the budget line item. We would have to leave the money there for the next 2 years to make the payment, at least the amount to make the payment, which I would assume to be around somewhere between $70,000 and $75,000 for that year and the next year.
Any other questions? None. A motion to approve Andrew's recommendation?
I make a motion we approve the plan to purchase side loader for garbage collection operation.
On a down payment and a 2-year lease.
Yes, on a down payment and a 2-year lease.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made by Michael, seconded by Eric. Is there any further discussion? None. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? The motion carries. Next, we will consider and approve the resolution 2020-1215, amending resolution 2019-0129-2, removing Lieutenant William Wilson and designating Lieutenant Steve Farley as the grantee's authorized official. Mitch?
Yeah, it's real simple. We gotta change the name on this. The state's given, our chief grief over this thing over it not being the right name on it, which doesn't make any sense at all, but you have to have the name of the person instead of the position. So this is, something we've been waiting for about a year for this grant. It's a non-match grant. The city approved it a while back, so this is just changing the name on it so they can hopefully get this vehicle and, hopefully soon.
Pretty simple item. Any discussion? If not, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve resolution 2020-1215, amending resolution 2019-0129-2, removing Lieutenant William Wilson and designating Lieutenant Steve Farley as official grantee's authorized official.
Motion been made by Kenny. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been seconded by Michael. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? The motion carried. We've done item 16 and 17. Next, we will consider and approve an invitation to submit proposal for the sale of real property. At this time, no action. Agreed? If so, we're all adjourned.
Merry Christmas.
Jim, I mean, these days, you don't mind.